is to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests you have committed to our charge. Amen.
Thank you, Senator Sifuna. We also, for the benefit of the delegation from Kirinyang'a, will do a very, very quick round of introduction, starting with the members of the Senate present. I can start from my...
Thank you, Chair. My name is Mwenda Kataya, Senator Raganithi County, and a member of this committee. Yeah, good morning all. My name is Jones Maruma, Senator for Taita Taveta, member of this committee, Vice Chair of this committee.
I'm Lelegwe, Senator for Samburu County, member of this committee.
My name is Enoch Wamboa, Senator Kitui, a member of this committee.
Good morning, Chair, everyone. My name is Edwin Sifuna, Senator Nairobi, and a member of this committee.
And I'm Moses Otieno Kajwang, Senator from Homa Bay and the chair of the committee. Clerks.
Good morning. My name is George Otieno, committee clerk. Chair, with the permission, I'll request my colleagues to control.
Okay, very quickly.
Chair, good morning. My name is Chris Pastima, committee clerk.
I'm going to Deputy Clerk Assistant. Malcolm Gogi, Legal Counsel.
Good morning, Chair and members. Osman Hira, Research.
Morning, Chair and members. William Zenton with the answer.
Sen Salat, Fiscal Analyst.
Ibrahim Odindo, Sergeant Atam.
That's all, Chair, from us.
Okay, we have the Office of the Auditor General present.
Good morning, Chair and members. My name is Patrick Muruki. I'm the liaison officer attached to this committee from the Office of the Auditor General. Chair, we have a team from Nyeri County, Nyeri region,
yes,
who are in charge of the audit of Nyeri County, Kirinyang'a, Murang'a, and Nyandarua. But they're here for Kirinyang'a. With the permission, I want to request them to come on record.
Okay.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Moses Murira from the Office of the Auditor General, based at Nyeri region.
Good morning. My name is Silvana Sobondi from the Office of the Auditor General, Nyeri region office.
Okay, you're welcome. From the National Treasury.
My name is Edith Kanata from the National Treasury.
Karibu. Edith has replaced Dr. Cyrus Munywa, who I'm told originates from Kirinyang'a. Control of budget?
Thank you, Chair. My name is Gilbert Gachanja from Control of Budget Office, and officer attached to this committee. Thank you.
You're welcome. EACC?
Good morning, Chair and members. I'm Patricia Chebet from the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission attached to this committee.
You're all welcome. Governor, go on record and also allow your team to introduce themselves for Hansard purposes.
Thank you, Chair and members. My name is Anne Waiguru, Governor Kirinyang'a County. I'll request my team to introduce themselves.
Just name and designation.
Good morning. My name is Jacqueline Jogus. She's in charge of finance and economic planning.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Karila Sotieno. I'm the Chief Officer, Economic Planning, Budget and Procurement.
Good morning, Chair. My name is Edward Dinyaga. I'm the Chief Officer, Finance. Thank you.
Chair, my name is Henry Kamadi, the County Secretary.
Chair, my name is Jared Washira, Chief of Staff.
Good morning, Chair. My name is Lawrence Mashira, County Director of Budget.
Good morning, Chair. My name is Stephen Gikonyo, advisor in the Office of the Governor.
Good morning, Chair. My name is Tom Nyambisa, Head of Human Resource Management.
Morning, Chair. My name is Kevin Motinda, Head of Supply Chain.
Good morning, Chair. I'm Rafael Mboaura, CPA, Acting Director, Accounting Services.
Has everyone gone on record? Sergeant Otams?
Good morning, Chair. My name is Angela, advisor in the Office of the Governor.
Good morning. I am Mark Irongo, Senior Communication Officer, Kirinyang'a County.
Okay, we welcome the delegation from Kirinyang'a. We'll move swiftly to the next order, which is administration of oath.
I, Anne Waiguru, do solemnly swear that the evidence, I'll start again. I, Anne Waiguru, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before the committee in respect of the matters before the committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Very well. I know you were required to submit your responses in advance, but you'll need to table them just for formality.
Mr. Chairman, sir, I hereby table the following documents before the committee. Management responses and accompanying annexures on the report of the Auditor General on County Executive of Kirinyang'a for the year 2023-2024. Management responses and accompanying annexures on the report of the Auditor General on the receiver of revenue for the County Executive of Kirinyang'a for the financial year 2023-2024. Management responses and accompanying annexures on the report of the Auditor General on the County Revenue Fund for the County Executive of Kirinyang'a for the financial year 2023-2024.
Auditor General, I hope that you've been able to look at the responses and take a view.
Yes, we received the responses and we were able to verify the responses.
Okay. Honorable members, unless there is any preliminary matter, we will go straight to our agenda, which is consideration of the reports of the Auditor General on the County Revenue Fund, the Receiver of Revenue, and the County Executive Financial Statements for Kirinyang'a County for the year ended 30th June 2024. There being no supplementary matter, we want to move very fast. As you are aware, the Senate is required to consider the reports of the Auditor General within 3 months of them being laid on the table of the Senate. And thereafter, once the House takes a resolution or adopts the report of the committee, then this committee is still engaged in follow-up of implementation of recommendations of the House. And so, I think we've been in this process for quite a long time. Governor, you've appeared before my committee for some time now, even during the time when you're the chair of the Council of Governors. We are all in agreement that the audit process needs to be done quickly, swiftly, and issues raised by the Auditor General, if there is criminality or if there is a violation of the law, that needs to be established quickly and action should be taken. The Senate has agonized on how to give effect to Article 2293, which requires us to conclude this process within 3 months. And I think this, just for general information, I know being a former chair of the COG, you might still have networks within the council and you could share this information. That we think that doing this process within the 3 months is an advantage to county governments, because at some point we are going to hold the National Assembly to account. Revenue is shared on the basis of the most recent audited accounts as adopted by the National Assembly. Now, if the budget policy statement that we considered last week is still relating to 2021 revenue, is that fair for county governments? So there's a silver lining in as much as it's a process that requires us to do a lot of work within a short period of time. And so the Senate has undertaken to fulfill its part of the bargain. We hope the National Assembly will follow suit so that when we are dividing revenue, we are basing it on the financial statements for 2023-2024. I think that would lead to a significant increase in the allocation that goes to county governments. So it's a reason why we have lined up quite a number of counties to appear before this committee so that we can conclude our consideration before 31st of March. And then thereafter, we'll be engaging in implementation follow-up where you'll be coming to tell us how far you've gone in closing the gaps that had been identified by the Auditor General. I want you to, well, you're no longer the chair, but you're chair emeritus, to encourage your colleagues that this exercise is for their good. If you're looking at it from that perspective of unlocking more funds for county governments, then that is a decision that we need to abide by. I know there are certain matters in court that touch on issues of prior years where Parliament has not taken a determination. But as we await the decision of the court, we are also considering taking the Ugandan approach. In Uganda, if Parliament fails to consider the reports of the Auditor General within 6 months, then they are given 6 months, as we are given 3 months. The report of the Auditor General is automatically adopted. And I think that then should be our scenario. If the National Assembly fails to adopt the revenues within 3 months, then it should be automatically adopted. And then the Senate should insist that that becomes the base for sharing of revenue. So I think it's a big conversation. It's something that goes beyond the appearance before this committee. I think that was just for emphasis, just to lay the ground. Today we'll be confined to the report for 2023-2024, but when we are doing the implementation follow-up, we'll still demand that you give an account on measures taken to close the issues that have been raised in prior years. The Public Audit Act requires that once Parliament takes a resolution, the Clerk of Parliament shall convey that resolution to the various accounting officers and heads of entities. And heads of entities will have 60 days to respond to Parliament on action taken to implement the resolutions of Parliament. And I think, Governor, having been a CS, you're quite familiar with those processes. So today we'll interrogate the report of the Auditor General, but 60 days from now we'll also be having a conversation on how far you have gone in implementing those findings. Finally, we usually invite the County Assembly Public Accounts Committee to be part of this conversation because you have a concurrent mandate. Even then, they have up to 31st of March. I'm not sure whether they have invited you to go through this report, the County Assembly of Kirinyang'a, so far.
No, they haven't.
So they just have between now and 31st of March to discharge their constitutional mandate. This afternoon, I'll be addressing a meeting of county assemblies. They have invited me to talk about oversight overreach by the Senate. They are saying we are overreaching our boundaries, but they are not doing their part. I think in our last meeting, we had a conversation on whether they should be engaged in ward projects or not. So we are going to have a very candid conversation, and I will challenge them that if they do not invite the county executive to appear before them, then someone else has to do it. And it is not overreach. It is just fulfilling our constitutional mandate. We will then go straight to the reports. We have 3 reports. We have gone through the County Revenue Fund. The Auditor General has taken us through. I think there was one issue that we can, it was not a significant issue. It was a comparison issue. Auditor General, if we start with the CRF, let's start with the easy ones to dispense with. Starting with CRF, comparison of budget and actual amount. Is that still an outstanding issue? Because it's a bookkeeping thing.
Yes, it's still an outstanding issue.
Or is there theft there?
No theft, just an outstanding issue.
So it's still outstanding?
Yes.
How is it supposed to be corrected?
The major issue is that the budgeted receipts described as return to CRF under an amount of Kenya shillings 657, but when you reviewed the amount which was available at the CRF central bank account, which was around 42 million, so there was a variance of 614 million. The issue is, how was this budget, what was the source of funding for the difference of 614 million?
Now, OAG, can you tell us in English. What is the problem? Have these guys stolen 600 million?
No, it's just a budget figure which we could not confirm how it was supposed to be funded.
So what is the problem? Remember, you are talking to farmers who are now senators, and we're also talking to the farmers of Kirinyang'a, the rice farmers. When they see 614 million, they think that this is the money that the administration has stolen. So what's the problem here? Just describe it so that we contextualize it.
Okay. Normally what we do, we review budget, and whenever we review budget, we also look at the source of funding for the budget. So included in the budget, there is an item for amount described as return to CLF. That is money which has not been spent in the previous years, but need to be budgeted for this particular year. It was amounting to 657. That was what was put in the budget. But when you look at now, the amount available at the CRF central bank account was around 42 million. So we were asking now the difference, which is 614 million. How was it to be funded? This is one item in the budget, but we have the other equitable share, which we know how it was supposed to be funded, and we also have the own source revenue, which also the source of funding is clear.
Is it a mistake in current year? Is it a mistake in prior year?
It's the current year.
It's current year. When it comes to figures, we don't just say it was a mistake. So is it an issue of professional negligence, or is it an issue of cover-up?
I don't think it's any of that. It's just a matter
But you've cited a problem. What do you think is the root cause of the problem?
Having unrealistic budgets, whose source of funding is not clear.
Sen.Sifuna. You know, Chair, you are told the Auditor General that he's speaking to farmers. I don't think he understood that. We are not professionals in budget making, but we are very quick to pounce on problems. What is the problem here? If a budget item says we expect 615 million shillings, is it your position that it should say where that money is going to come from? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And this is something that somebody preparing those budgets should know if they are a professional.
Yes.
So the J is saying, is the problem the professionals who prepare it? Is it negligence or incompetence?
Maybe the accounting officer can.
Auditor General, the Constitution,
it can only be those two.
Act requires you to make recommendations. You are the one who did the audit.
And Chair, it can only be those two. It can either be an oversight, it is incompetence or professional negligence.
That's Chair, the auditor is the prosecutor in this matter. So what is your take? What are we supposed to consume?
Yeah, because you need to tell us ni makosa gani imefanyika na nani ameifanya, so that we have said kazi yetu ni kuinject.
Yes.
Chair, let's make it easy for him. Why do we have these figures here? Why did you put them there? So the chair is saying, any rice farmer in Kirinyang'a seeing this, the conclusion will be the 614 million has been stolen. Why do you have that figure there? What do you want us to do with it?
The figure is there because if you look at the revenue estimates, there's a figure for revenue estimates, and that is what you expect to where the source of funding, where you're going to get the money. But this particular item, it is not clear where the source of funding is supposed to come from. So that now we have a total budget which includes an estimate of 657 described as return to CRF. Because at the time, at the beginning of the year, the amount which was available at CRF account was around 42 billion. So we are seeing the difference of 614. We cannot be able to validate the source of funding for the 614 million.
Now, Governor, I think you need to respond because the Auditor General is making it sound like you have declared some 40 million when you should have declared 600, and therefore that is starting to sound like a scam. What was your response on this matter?
It's a very simple issue, Chair. From the budgeting, it's the style of budgeting that the country has been using, where we have this thing called rolled over. So we never used to do a zero balance budget. So if in a financial year you have budgeted for certain things and they were not funded because either you did not get enough revenue, because when you're budgeting, you project that we will receive this much from the national government and we will raise this much from taxes. And usually it's as a response of pressure on the ground. You know, you budget internally what you want to do, but there's also the conversation with the county assembly and all that. So usually there would be an increase of the things that you've budgeted without an assurance that you will raise that revenue to cover those things. For example, you will put ward-based, let's say at 300 or 400 million, then you put bursary at 100, then you say that your